Welcome back, YouTubers, to our latest WWE vlog in HD with me, Daniel Parker, and this guy behind it. This guy, he has a fucking tight grip around my neck. It's NJ.
What's up?
Oh god, you know what? I've got to see it straight because
We do.
fucking hell, you're killing me at the moment. You strangled me to death. You did.
Save it. Okay.
I made you cough, mate. That means I win.
You did.
All right then. Well. Today's video, we're going to be talking about what happened on Smackdown, which was a Christian heel turn. We're going to be giving our thoughts on this, but before we do, make sure you do what NJ is showing you at the moment and subscribe up above, like this video, put your comments on this down below. We want to know your thoughts, of course.
You can contact us in the links in the description box below.
Well done, NJ. Well done, that man.
Thank you.
Okay, so today on Smackdown, or last night, we saw that Christian turned heel. How did this happen, NJ? What happened? What actually led to this?
First, it was in the match when Sheamus, you did all that, and then at the end it comes up with Orton winning, and then suddenly, as Orton celebrates, turns around and Christian hits him with the belt. Yeah. World Heavyweight Championship. So
yeah, so what were your actual thoughts on Christian turning heel? I'll ask you first immediately, what were your thoughts on him turning heel?
When I first saw it, I thought, this is what we've been waiting for. Yeah. Because basically, we now have a heel and a face in some kind of rivalry together.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking a heel turn was what Christian needed if they were going to carry on that rivalry, which I presume they are. So for me, it was good. I mean, we've been sort of wanting a Christian heel turn for a while now, and we finally got it now. So I mean, at first I was thinking great, but then after thinking about it for a little bit, we realised there are good and bad points, which is what we're going to talk about in this video. First thing we want to say here, though, is we want to know your thoughts on Christian turning heel. What did you think of this whole heel turn? What do you think of the implications of this heel turn for both Christian, Randy Orton, and Smackdown, indeed? We want to know your thoughts on this, so make sure you comment on them down below. And if you want to make a video response to us, go ahead and do it, because we always accept video responses, because we're nice people.
And we've not had many, so it would be good if people did decide to make a video response to us.
So we're putting that out to the YWC. What are your thoughts on the Christian heel turn? Now what we're going to go on to is the implications of this is how we feel this will actually affect SmackDown itself. Now that you have Christian, who is now a heel, and Randy Orton obviously is the main face on SmackDown. The first problem we have is Orton is now the only main event face you have.
Which is a bit of a shame, because obviously for rivalries to work, for main events to work, you need a heel and a face against each other.
You need a couple of, I think the problem is you need a couple of faces and a couple of heels. And when you had Orton and Christian, you had two main event baby faces. And even though there's not many main event heels, you still have those two main event baby faces which you could rely on in the main event. The only trouble is now you have Orton, who is your only credible main event face, which kind of shows he's always going to be in the title picture, which is not really what we want to see. We do want to see Orton in the title picture, because he's obviously a main event guy. But at the same time, we also want to see other people. And that's kind of showing us we're not going to see many other faces at the moment.
No, because it's hard to list people that could actually maybe join Orton.
There's two people I can list that aren't ever going to get there. Well, not yet anyway, and that is Ezekiel Jackson and Daniel Bryan, but they're all buried in the mid-card, so you can't really say they're two viable main event faces.
Could you... Well, look, I know it's a bit of a bad choice, but Justin Gabriel...
when he ventures out from the core, possibly.
Yeah.
Although I see him as a mid-card at best, but that's just my opinion on that.
We saw Miz back then. We only saw him as a mid-card. And look what happened to him. So maybe they look at Justin Gabriel and think, we need a main eventer in a couple of years. It's not going to be yet. Yeah. But yeah, moving on from that.
But you can see the point there that now Orton is your only main event face. It can create problems in the main event on the face side of the main event. Because now you're only going to get Orton. Can you see what I'm talking about?
Right now, yes.
Yes, right now. That's what I'm talking about right now.
Right now.
The second thing we wanted to talk about here was now Christian has turned heel. You've got Christian now, who I think is a credible main event heel, just by the way he's been built. But there's no one else. We've talked about this in previous videos. The draft. The draft gave us, gave Raw all the top heels and gave SmackDown not very good heels.
Yeah, for examples, they had like Dolph as a part of SmackDown. We could see him being the main event.
Del
Rio. Rey Mysterio used to be, so maybe they could have relived him, but not now.
What's a heel?
No, a main event.
Oh, in the main event. Okay, I thought you meant as a heel. Okay.
No.
So, really, if you think about it, WWE have been forced into this, haven't they? Turning Christian heel, because they don't really have any credible main event heels. So they've kind of been forced into it, if you know what I mean, which kind of isn't really the way they should be going. They should, I mean, it's a good thing, but they've kind of been forced into making Christian the main event heel because they don't really have any. So therefore, you're sacrificing your main event second babyface for a main event heel.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, as it's only just happened, I'm thinking with Christian, it could work for him. It could, because we've seen him a heel in the past.
He plays a good heel, but he's never been a great heel in the main event. That's the problem.
No.
But he's still a great heel. I'll give him that. I'll get a great heel.
But at the same time, you kind of pushed Christian to be in the main event. Think it'll work out, but you had a face versus a face, so the crowd will probably just unsure who to chant for. So it was bound to have the scenario. One of them were bound to turn heel.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's now established the face and the heel for the main event, which we kind of needed at the moment, because having the face versus face was a bit confusing. But I'm kind of glad they've gone down this route in terms of that, in terms of the booking standpoint. Is there anything else? Because I know you had a bit of a problem with the draft coming into this equation, because it gave SmackDown no main event heels.
All the main eventers have been moved to Raw for some odd reason. Like recently, the one I found a bit of, Dan told me earlier, was Alex Riley. He was moved to SmackDown, who I'm thinking maybe could have made it to the SmackDown main event, but you've put him back on Raw, so you've lost another main event on SmackDown.
Possible main event, I will call it.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, but in terms of storyline purposes, it was probably best to put him on Raw. That's just what I'm going to say about that. Could have used him on SmackDown, but I don't think they did. I don't think they were going to, because they couldn't really do much to him, but there you go. We're not talking about Alex Riley here. So
no, it's just that I'm just really
I know what you mean.
disappointed with the draft. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, but I think the main good thing about this is, as we've established now that Christian is the main event heel, it's going to be really good for their rivalry progression, because we've seen they've had a good rivalry as friends. Now that Christian's a heel, the rivalry can get a lot more heat. It can be a lot better, and the matches will be potentially better as well.
I'm just like, we've only seen one heel move from Christian. I think before the next pay-per-view, they need to really progress that. They need to make him do a lot more to Orton.
And it can also aid the build to the pay-per-view as well, which is
what we need
currently need at the moment, really, isn't it? So it's good for the rivalry. Not necessarily good for the main event scene on SmackDown. It is and it isn't in the way that I said earlier. You've got your second top babyface as a heel, but they kind of got forced into it. But they kind of needed it for the rivalry progression.
And it's also bad because as I said earlier, when this Orton and Christian finishes, what comes next?
Who knows? Maybe by then WWE would have some more stars for the main event, like Wade Barrett, for example.
Wade Barrett by that time.
Maybe Daniel Bryan, maybe Ezekiel Jackson. Who knows?
So all we can say right now is that they've done good and bad with this thing.
So overall now, do you think this is good for SmackDown, or do you think this could be potentially bad for SmackDown?
For now, it's going to be good.
What about potentially?
Potentially in the future, unless the W start booking up ideas, it's going to be bad.
Okay. So for me overall, I'll say this one thing. In the short term, in terms of the rivalry they're having at the moment, it could be good, but they may feel the effects of having that second top babyface, credible top babyface, second top babyface in the future when they need a second rivalry or another challenger or a tag team match with the main event. They might feel it then, which means they'll have to promote some guys like Daniel Bryan or even Ezekiel Jackson, which at the moment I don't think they will do.
Well, it's like we've been saying in the past. WWE, either Raw and SmackDown, or Raw or SmackDown, need a wake-up call to start giving other wrestlers a push.
Yep. And with the second top babyface role still to be filled on SmackDown now,
it could be the wake-up call.
Could be the wake-up call for
SmackDown. Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to say about this? Because I feel I've said all I've had to say.
That's it. Yeah.
Is that all you want to say?
That's it.
Okay then, fair enough. Thank you guys for watching this video. You can leave your thoughts on this whole thing down below. How do you think this will affect SmackDown, etc.? Leave them in the comment section below. NJ, that was so out of sync, but it doesn't really matter. Make sure again you subscribe to us up above. Add us on Facebook, Skype, Twitter. They'll all be in the description box below, as NJ said earlier so eloquently. That's been it from us, the British Fist. I get a what's up? What's up? Thank you, NJ. That's what I wanted to hear. Testify, brother. That has been it from us. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye. Bye.